Hello and welcome back to 54 Next Africa. Today, we're unpacking a startling and swiftly evolving situation in the ongoing Iran-Israel-US conflict. Iran has asserted that it has targeted a US Navy destroyer in the Indian Ocean, alarmingly close to India's maritime territory. This incident marks one of the most significant escalations we've seen in years. What exactly transpired? What details have been confirmed? And what implications does this hold for South Asia and beyond? Let's dive in. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has publicly taken responsibility for launching Ghadr 380 ballistic and Talaieh cruise missiles at a US Navy destroyer in the Indian Ocean. As per Iranian reports, the American warship was in the process of refueling from a US tanker when the strike occurred, resulting in major fires on both vessels. This alleged attack is part of Tehran's wider agenda against US and Israeli interests in the region. However, it's crucial to highlight that while Iran claims this strike occurred, the United States has yet to officially confirm any damage to its destroyer. Why this location mattered? The reported incident did not occur near the Persian Gulf, but rather deep in the Indian Ocean, just outside India's strategic maritime zone. This raises significant concerns for New Delhi. Why is this important? The Indian Ocean serves as a vital corridor for global energy shipments, trade routes, and naval collaboration. The ongoing conflict between Iran, the US, and Israel has already led to disruptions in shipping in the region, especially near the Strait of Hormuz, where tanker traffic has sharply declined due to rising missile exchanges. That's why many headlines refer to this event as happening on India's doorstep. The situation has evolved beyond a regional dispute, encroaching into South Asia. Escalation across the region. To grasp the gravity of this strike, one must consider the broader conflict unfolding in the Middle East. In recent days, Iran, Israel, and the United States have engaged in increasingly aggressive actions. Iran has launched numerous missile attacks on Israeli cities like Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and Israel has retaliated with extensive airstrikes on Iranian positions. The US Navy sank the Iranian frigate Iris Dana, resulting in numerous casualties, a move described by Iran as an atrocity at sea. Just days ago, a US submarine reportedly sank another Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean, significantly escalating the situation at sea. The Iranian response. In retaliation to US and Israeli actions, Iran has ramped up attacks throughout the region. Iranian missiles and drones have targeted nations including Israel, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Qatar, Oman, and Jordan. Additionally, Iran has promised no leniency and is asserting its defense against perceived violations of its sovereignty, particularly following substantial strikes against its leadership and military installations. This escalating situation has transformed into a multi-front regional conflict. India's position. What is India's stance in this scenario? Traditionally, India has balanced ties with Iran, Israel, and the United States. The risk of US and Iranian naval confrontations spilling into India's exclusive economic zone poses significant concerns for New Delhi regarding trade, security, and oil supply. As tankers begin to reroute away from conflict zones, and reports indicate missile activity expanding across maritime routes, India may face challenging diplomatic choices. What we know and don't know. So, did Iran effectively destroy or seriously damage a US Navy destroyer? Here's what we can confirm. Iran claims a successful strike on a US warship. However, the US has not yet verified such a hit. Other naval confrontations have been confirmed, including the US sinking multiple Iranian frigates. The conflict in the Indian Ocean region continues to escalate. Until official statements from the US are issued, the reported strike remains an assertion from Iran, yet one that aligns with a rapidly intensifying conflict pattern. Implications for the world. Should naval hostilities extend into the wider Indian Ocean, we might see significant disruptions in global oil trade, soaring shipping insurance rates, and increased military presence from India, the US, and potentially China. A heightened risk of miscalculation looms as missiles can now reach thousands of kilometers, making no coastline in the region insulated from this conflict. This story is evolving rapidly, and the situation could shift within hours. We'll stay vigilant, monitoring official US responses, naval activities, and regional developments. Please like, subscribe, and enable notifications to stay updated on this unfolding situation. Also, share your thoughts in the comments. How should India respond to the escalating conflict in its maritime surroundings?